Let's go. Good morning, friends. So I never got back with you guys last night. Dinner was good. It was very good, actually, for being a medium, or maybe even a medium well. But it was delicious. It was nice and juicy, nice and tender. Very good. But I ate it, and then the local that had stopped by yesterday was talking about the storm, the possibility of a storm last night with heavy winds and whatnot. And my gear was just spread out all over the place. So I got done eating. I washed my pot, my pan, my silverware. Got them put up, and got to just getting my gear put away. And it was pitch black by the time I got done eating. So I was trying to do it all by lights. And forest bugs all swarming around me with lights. You know how that goes. So I did not get back to any more recording. Sleep. How did I sleep? I did not sleep great. It took me a while to get comfortable. The first time I went to get in it, it was actually on the ground. I actually had to get out twice and pull it up a little higher. The hammock, the actual hammock itself. So got it pulled up. Was finally able to get comfortable. And it was a hot day yesterday. I really expected it to be a pretty warm sleep last night. So I just had my boxers on, nothing else in there with me as far as blanket goes, except for my kubi. Which, if you don't know what a kubi is, it is a little ball of awesomeness. It can be used as a pillow. It can be used as a ground sheet. It can be used as it itself. It can be used as a hammock. Um, it's got a lot of different uses. Hammock. What else can it be used as? It can be used as a poncho. It's a lot of different uses to this little piece of gear, but I did have it in there with me. And it also turns into a sleeping bag, which is what I ended up doing with it last night. I turned it into a sleeping bag, crawled into it. However, it's pretty light itself, thin material. So, I'm right by a lake right here, just 15, 20, maybe 100 feet away. 15, 20, 100 feet. There's this lake over here. And, of course, I'm in a low-lying area anyways. And it got pretty chilly. Ended up putting these on, as well as a hoodie that I had. A lightweight, thin material hoodie type deal. But yeah, it was pretty chilly. I think the last time I looked at the clock, it was 2 something, maybe. I don't know how long it took after that before I actually went to sleep. Probably another hour, at least. But yeah, pretty rough. And then I woke up about 45 minutes ago now. Just laid in there and got up, switched out my shirts. Got the camera out because it was over there, basically using that other hammock over there as a storage hammock. But because of the storm, so obviously you can see that I dropped this top tarp down, but I also, the rain fly over that hammock, I'd also dropped it down, kind of got that hammock sheltered a little bit better, just in case it did storm. It never stormed. But, so yeah, I put that back up, put its front back up, so I could get into there and get the camera out. Drink a bottle of water. Just kind of been sitting here relaxing, so now here I am. Telling you guys that I did not make the best decisions last night for sleep. Tonight, I will be using that kubi as a underquilt. I'll be using it as an underquilt. And I had showed you guys yesterday, I'd showed you that windproof, waterproof thing that goes, that's also a form of an undertarp deal. It's basically an undercarp cover. Undercarp cover? Under quilt. Goodness. I'm not awake, obviously. It's almost 10:30 in the morning and I'm not awake. That's not good. Yeah. So I'll be using both of those as under quilts. And then I've got a puffy that I will probably take in there with me, so that I'll have these on the hoodie, and then if necessary I will also have the puffy. With the underquilt, I should stay plenty warm. The problem last night was that I had that inside, which with it inside and it being not a very thick material anyways, basically you're just compressing it up against the material of the hammock, and so it doesn't really do any good. R value is 0. So, but by utilizing it as an I keep saying under tarp. Good morning. By using it as an underquilt, it will have a much higher R value for me. You can keep it much warmer in there, especially by utilizing the cover, the under quilt cover. I almost said under tarp again. So, there's that. As you can see, I've still got this down. About time to take it up. Sitting here the last half hour, so it's been nice. Had a nice breeze through here, but the breeze has kind of calmed down now. These black flies are killing me. Alright, so let's get that tarp back up where it goes. To do that, we just grab this right here and take it straight. There we go. Nice and easy. Now, before I get going on my day, I reckon I will change clothes. My clothes that I had on yesterday, I put in a bag. Again, worry about a storm. I'll take them and I'll get them hung up, let them be airing out. some different clothes here around the camp. So it's so late. Like I said, it's probably, oh, let's see what time it is. I think it's going on 10:30. Wow, no, it's going on 11 is what it's going on. I've slept half the day away, I feel like. But I've still got all that bacon. I've got all those eggs. I'm running short on drinks. I think I've got one bottle of vitamin water. I've got maybe 3 little bottles of water. When I say little, I mean they're this size, these Aquafinas. But 12, 12 ounces. I think I've got 3 of those. Bottle of vitamin water. Well, they're smaller bottles. And my apple juice. Got an apple juice. So, I've got to go to the store at some point today. I mean, gotta. I guess that's relative. I mean, I'm right by a lake. I can get water. I can boil water. But I'd like to go out and ride for a little bit today anyways. So, yeah, might as well go to the store as well and get drinks. All that to say this. I've got a bunch of bacon and 6 eggs that need to be eaten. The original plan was, obviously, to cook, especially the bacon, over the open flames over there on that rack. That little pot and pan thing that I have is not going to be adequate for the cooking of that bacon. As far as the eggs go, I could just scramble those, just throw them in the pot and cook them up all together, pan, whichever. Um, but the bacon presents an issue. All that bacon. 5 minutes, 2 slices at a time. Yeah, no, that does not sound like a good time at all. So I don't know what to do about that. I was thinking about maybe just taking the bacon, putting it in the bottom of the pan or the pot, kind of wrapping it around and putting the eggs inside. But doing it that way, it's basically going to be a greasy mess of food is what it would be. So that wouldn't be great either. That's kind of just at a loss. I wish I could have an open fire out here outside of that fire pit. But the law says I'm not allowed to do that. This is a situation where one of those flat pack little fire pit grills would come in very handy, because that would be legal for me to actually utilize outside of that fire pit. And I'd still be cooking on wood. It'd be a smaller platform, but that would be okay, because I mean the size of that grill there, if I set it on top of one of those flat packs, that would be about the same. So it would actually work. So I need to invest in a flat pack. So I do go to a lot of these type of campgrounds, state, national forests, where you're not allowed to open burn. And the reason for that is that they're just available everywhere. You know, there's always state, national forest land that you can go that have camping sites like this. there are not a lot of places where I can go and just wild camp. If anybody's got some land, Tennessee, Alabama, or East Tennessee, North Alabama area or even Southern Kentucky, that would be willing to allow me to wild camp on their land, feel free to let me know. I would love that. So, still stuck with the question of what to do about the eggs and bacon. Of course, another option is I could use some of that wood over there to build up a platform. I could build up a wood platform. This explains why all those rocks were in that fire pit, right? I could build up a wood platform. I don't like the idea of putting rocks in that fire pit, but I suppose I could put those back, give me a little bit more of a platform to work with, build my fire on top of that. Then it might get enough oxygen to actually burn. You gotta have fuel. Oxygen and wood combined to make the fuel. No, the fuel is the wood. The oxygen fuels it as well. Yeah, they're both fuels. But one without the other doesn't do me much good. Maybe that's what I'll do. Maybe I'll just build up that build up a platform, start my fire on top of that. It's getting really hot. Of course, it looks like I'm sitting right in a sunspot. So there's that. Yeah, maybe I'll do that. Build up a platform. It's hot. I really want to start a fire as warm as it is already. And then be stuck in a position where I either have to douse it and before I go to the store later. I mean, alright. I think what I'm going to do is not eat bacon and eggs this morning. So I think I'm not going to do. I think I'm going to go ahead and get dressed and go for a ride. So what I was saying before the camera so rudely cut me off due to lack of battery power is I'm going to go for a ride. Get dressed, go for a ride. Go ahead, grab some brunch. As late as it is, yeah, brunch. Probably be lunch by the time I actually get up there. Um, grab some lunch. Grab more drinks, and then that bacon and eggs. I'll cook it tonight, and I'll build up the platform in the fire pit in order to do that. I might actually end up needing to make a new tripod for that to work. So there's that as well. But yeah, I think that'll work. Just build it up. Build up the inside. I guess I shouldn't have scooped all that garbage out of there last night. Yesterday. But man, how do they let it get like that? Number one. Number two, why are they going to have a fire pit that does not have any oxygen getting into it? You know, I mean, like I showed you guys yesterday, they got those holes in that outer ring, but then there's that inner ring, and there's no holes in it. Like, how did they expect airflow to get in there? I mean, maybe if I dig deeper, maybe there's actually something going on down there. Maybe that inner circle is actually up, and there's supposed to be airflow under it. Probably that's what it's supposed to be, but I mean, How long has that not been usable? Since like the first summer that they were put in? Who knows how many years ago? Ah, nah. For those of you that don't know what this is, this is a piece that came with that Insta360 1X2 camera that I'm utilizing to record this. But it's what they call a monkey tail, and it screws on there, and then you can like wrap this around anything, or make a little base stand out of it, whatever you want to do with it, basically. But you can also thread it onto another one, stand it up, do whatever. So yeah, really nifty little piece of equipment, indeed. So get dressed and go. That's the plan. I'm missing the piece that I need in order to put you guys on my handlebars. I'm not sure where it's at. I think it might be at home. Otherwise, I'd take you guys for a ride with me. But not this time. Maybe next time. Alright, guys. I need to get myself busy. I need to get changed. And I'll see you guys later.
So I got bad news, you guys. There's a little bit of sun out right now, but they're calling for thunderstorms beginning, well, rain beginning in about 3 hours, with thunderstorms overnight, going well into tomorrow morning. And honestly, I needed to be packed up and out of here by about 7 at the latest in the morning. So if it's going to be raining until almost noon tomorrow, which is what they're calling for, that kind of leaves me in a pickle. Do I go ahead and pack up now and roll out? Or do I wait and see if the forecast is right? Well, two things. First of all, I do really need to be out of here early in the morning. Second thing, I am in a low-lying area here, right next to a lake. And if we get the rain that they're calling for, it's not going to be good. So, I don't like it. Don't want it to be this way. But it's time to pack up camp. So, I'm going to get to that. And I'll catch you guys later. So I must say, the hardest part for me, with all the stuff that I bring, because I bring a lot of stuff, right? So the hardest part for me, whether it's packing up to come or packing up to go, is getting everything put together in such a way that it'll all fit on the bike. You know, if I have my trailer, it's not a problem, obviously. You know, I just pick everything up, throw it in there, and deal with it whenever I get to wherever I'm going, right? However, without a trailer, I've got to get everything inside the 2 saddlebags and trunk. And then, of course, my big dry bag that rides in the passenger seat. I can do one smaller bag to sit on top of that without an issue, like clothes or whatever. So that's not an issue. But all the rest of this stuff has to fit somewhere. So in this situation where I've got those eggs, right, that I was planning on cooking. So I've got those, I've got that bacon. I just bought 2 bags of ice and some more drinks. When I came here, I was fully loaded and I didn't have any drinks with me. You know, I had to go get them after I got the bike unloaded. So now I've got all that, plus I've got all this wood that I bought, right, for the campfire. And so I can't take any of that. I can't take that food. I might be able to fit a couple drinks in. Um, but as far as the firewood goes, I can't take that at all. There is nothing I can do to take that. So the firewood's getting left here for whoever the lucky camper is that comes next that can't get a fire going either, right? Or keep a fire going, I should say. So it stays here. As far as the bacon and eggs go, most everybody is packed up and left. I think there are a couple campers toward the front of the campgrounds that might still be here. And after I get everything packed up and ready to go, I'm going to take the bacon and eggs and the ice down to them, whatever ice hasn't melted by then. I'll take that all down to them and see if they want to use that stuff. So otherwise, it's going to be thrown away, and that sucks. I hate to waste food like that, especially good food. Bacon and eggs. I mean, hello, come on. You don't waste bacon and eggs. But in this case, I've got a limited time frame of decent weather to get this done and get out of here. So if it has to be left, it has to be left. It has to be thrown away, it has to be thrown away. But I'm going to try to see if I can get somebody to take that. But anyway, so I've got a blue tarp over here laid out on this table so I can lay out all my stuff. Because that, let's see, I've got everything out of the nightcat hammock tent. The Eno over there is loaded with stuff, so I've got to get everything out of there over onto this table, and then get everything packed down into its appropriate bags, whatnot. The shovel there that I used to clean out the fire pit, I've got to get it cleaned off before I can go anywhere, because I'm not putting that away in my stuff like that, right? I've got to clean that off, and that something like that is what that spray bottle that I have works great for. So I've got, I'm going to guess, an hour and a half worth of work here to get done before I can roll out. So I'm going to get to it. Once I get everything done and put over here on the table, I'll come back to you guys and show you kind of what it all looks like as it goes on the bike. So I'll talk to you guys after a while. All right, guys. So as you can see, I've got the Eno emptied out. I've got everything out of the nightcat. Pretty much everything is on the table or in the chair right there. And of course, hanging up over there. And so Ranger just stopped by. And in talking to the Ranger said that based on what they're seeing on their radars, and based on her experience in the area, she doubts that there's going to be any rain here, let alone a storm. And the sky kind of concurs, because like there's no clouds anywhere now. There was clouds earlier. They are all gone. Of course, I don't have signal here, so I can't go on my phone. And she didn't have signal down here either, so she couldn't go on her phone. And sadly, this was her last round of the day. She's going home. So, but again, you know, she doesn't think it's going to happen. And I got to do something fire-wise that will allow me to actually cook properly, to eat my bacon and eggs, which is great because I did not want to throw that out. I was trying to give it to her, but she didn't act like she wanted it, so, which is fine. I mean, I want to eat it anyways. But So that's the situation. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hedge my bets. I am going to go ahead and pack up most stuff. I'm going to go ahead and leave the nightcat up. I'm going to take down the Eno. I'm going to move my free soldier tarp into a rain position above the nightcat, and probably go ahead and add another tarp somewhere to give me a little bit more coverage just in case. So that's that. Hopefully I can do that, still have a place to put my, that's the hard part, because like the Eno was my storage spot, right? That was my storage place. So if I pack it up and put it away, then everything out here pretty much has to go either under this, under the nightcat, or in the bike. Which isn't a huge issue, because I'm going to need most of it in, well, I'm going to need all of it in the bike to leave in the morning anyways. So my thinking is that I will make it possible to where I can sleep in the nightcat, be covered, and have any gear that I need to leave out covered. Put away the Eno, pack up everything I don't need, which is most of it. I know I pack heavy, it's stupid. And in the future, I think I'm going to pare stuff down quite a bit. I'm just one of those who likes to have what I need when I need it. I don't want to be like, oh darn, I wish I would have brought XYZ. I like to know that, oh, I've got it, you know? But for this evening, I will go ahead, pack up what I know I don't need, get it in the bike. Anything that I might need, go ahead and make sure that I keep it covered. Meantime, I also want to obviously cook something, cook my bacon and eggs for dinner. It is currently 4 o'clock. So, I've got my work cut out for me for the next few hours before it gets dark. Well, I've got about 4 hours before it actually gets dark in here. So, I reckon I need to get busy. I'll get back with you guys after a while. All right, so guys, the ranger just came back. And she actually took pictures of the radar images. And it looks like there are some storms heading this way, but it looks like they break up pretty significantly before they get here. So, and that, you know, they're going to be gone by midnight and not really much in the way of rain tomorrow morning at all. So what that means for me is that since there are storms coming in, I know there are storms coming in, you know, I really want to get a chance to storm test that nightcat, but I haven't yet. And so tonight's just not the night. Not a foot. I've got to be up early in the morning and get moving. So tonight is not the night for that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take down the nightcat. I'm going to move the Eno over here where the nightcat is. The Eno it's stormproof. I know it's good. But then I'm also going to go ahead and keep the free soldier up, but I'm going to move it back a little bit more so it kind of covers a whole porch area out in front of the hammock, so that I've actually got an area to sit. Because if it's supposed to storm from 7 to 11 or midnight, whatever, you know, obviously I'm still going to be up and I'm going to want to be outside, not laying in the hammock, right? So I'm going to set it up to where I can utilize the least amount of gear as possible and go ahead and pack up the majority of my stuff obviously I'm going to go ahead and be able to cook the bacon and eggs. So there's some cooked stuff that I'm going to need to keep out. The grill, which I've already lately cleaned, wiped down, put away. The pan for the eggs. Excuse me. The bacon I'll be cooking directly on the grill grate. So the vast majority of what I have can actually be put away. I'll be using my Kajaro, which I told you last night that I used. Oh, there's a tick on my Kajaro. Ticky. Wonder how many I got on me. Anyways, so I've got this Kajaro right here, right? Which can be used for many different things. Last night I used it as a sleeping bag. Tonight I'm going to use it as an underquilt under the Eno. And then I'm also going to put the underquilt cover on under it to make sure that, you know, any blowing rain or whatever doesn't get the Kajaro wet, because it is not really weatherproof. It's not a weatherproof solution at all. So it's going to be, I'll have that to keep me warm. And being as it's probably going to rain right here by the water, it's going to be down in the upper 40s, lower 50s tonight, which isn't terrible, really. It's not. But it's chilly enough that I do want that under protection. Like I said, it was pretty chilly last night, and it probably only got down to the mid 50s last night, and it's going to be chillier tonight because it's going to rain. So, Eno with that, that's all much easier to pack up than this nightcat. Okay, the nightcat is a bit more labor intensive as far as getting put away and set up for that matter. But so again, Eno over here, free soldier tarp, back more in a porch configuration. I'll need my silverware, obviously. I'll need pan. I'll need my grill. I won't be setting up tripod. These flies out here are about to kill me. That tick's got me looking all over myself now. Hadn't seen one since I got here yesterday morning. Then there was that one sitting right there, which tells me that that tree right there above me has probably got some in it. Which I imagine all these trees around here have some in it. But that's where we're at. That's what I'm doing. Packing everything up except what I absolutely need for the night. Yeah, so I've got a lot of work to do. So I better get busy if I'm going to get that done and be able to set up to cook my meal at a decent hour. Got a lot to do. So I'm going to get to it. And I'll get back to you guys after a while.